Hello people, Carol Sakey, Wake Up New Zealand here. I thought about this speech I was going to do. I'm doing a speech in Albert Park next Saturday at 1 p.m. at Speaker's Corner, Freedom of Speech. Well, my speech is that I am opposed to the born alive ruling where unborn babies are denied their moral, legal rights. They are seen as just a bit of non-human fetal tissue. That's all. They have no worth, no power. They are seen as nothing. Really strange this is, because you know that for a good decade or so now, unborn babies have been able to be operated on in their mother's womb, given blood transfusions, and they are checked out to see if they are healthy during their development within the mother's womb. So all of a sudden, we are saying, oh no, it's okay to have an abortion for any reason at all because this piece of fetal tissue is nothing at all. In fact, it's not all of a sudden. For decades, the UN have been pushing this, that this is an unborn baby, which is absolute rubbish. We all know that if we look at an ultrasound while a woman's pregnant, when the pregnant mother looks at the ultrasound, we can tell whether it's a boy or a girl. At 4 months pregnancy, we can tell that its limbs are growing, that it has starting to get all its organs are maturing, the brain is maturing. Babies are born at 24 weeks. It may be a struggle, there may be medical problems, but babies are born at 24 weeks and survive. So what we are doing is accommodating politicians to kill human life. We are saying that unborn babies are not human. We all know that they are human, and yet we go along with this for the sake of abortion laws. It's time people realise that the UN have been pushing for legalised abortion, euthanasia, to actually kill on request, stuff out life on request. And the reason for this is because of, they say, population growth. We cannot accommodate population growth. So what do they want us to do? Murder unborn babies and say they're nothing but a piece of fetal tissue, just like this tissue that I've got in my hand. Easily disposable, no matter that they've got a maturing brain, they've got kidneys, they've got liver, they've got lungs, they've got limbs, and they've got a brain, and they've got a heart, and they look very much like us as they start to form right from early weeks of pregnancy. Should we ignore this? Freaking hell no. We need to start speaking up for the voice of the unborn child, because they have no voice. If a woman's pregnant and she is assaulted or murdered, and consequently her unborn child is also killed or seriously harmed, under the judicial system of New Zealand, that perpetrator of that crime is only tried for the criminal offence against the mother. the unborn child has no legal rights. So I'm asking you to support this bill in Parliament that does away with the born alive ruling when it comes to criminal offending against mother and unborn baby. And to understand what the born alive ruling is, it's that the unborn baby has to go through the process of being born alive before it is seen as before it has personhood, before it's seen as a human being, and up to that stage it's just a piece of non-human fetal matter. They ignore that it looks just like us. So the born alive ruling says if the unborn baby has no personhood until it's born, it's not human until it's born, and yet the Green Party next year have said that farmers are not allowed by law to abort calves. Now, how crazy is that? This is a bloody crazy world. It's time we took this government to task. It's cruel, it's careless, it's heartless, and bloody disgusting. It's appalling. So that's what life is worth to this government. Time to step up, people. So I asked you to support the bill I have in Parliament opposing that the born alive ruling is reflected upon the homicide, the assault, the manslaughter of a pregnant woman, and consequently the harm, the killing of the unborn child through this crime or any of these crimes, that the perpetrator is actually is brought to the judicial system to be tried for a crime that is against the unborn child. So the unborn child is seen as a victim of crime, because at the moment the unborn child is just a piece of fetal tissue that is nothing non-human. Well, people, thank you very much for that. I've just said this as it goes, no written words, nothing else. From my heart I speak. I just think this is, if it was your wife, your daughter, your sister, who was actually assaulted or murdered, and consequently your unborn baby was murdered or very seriously harmed, what would you be thinking? What do you think of the justice system that they see that unborn child has no legal or moral rights? Remember, the aftermath of this type of crime upon losing an unborn child affects the mother and the family in a critical way, very serious, and the grief goes on forever. So it's not easily put to one side. Thank you very much, people.